Welcome back. You're invited to an enchanted evening. The best part is it's all for a great cause. Julia Hage is here from Anne Grady Services to explain. There's a fundraiser coming up October 24th. We'll tell you all about that good stuff. Well, there it is, Parkway Plaza, October 24th, 6 to 9 at Parkway Plaza, and the information. We'll wrap that up later on. But tell me, Julia, people are hearing a lot of organizations around the area that help people with disabilities. Anne Grady Services, it's kind of a beautiful thing that you guys do. Tell us about what it is.
Yeah, so we have the pleasure at Anne Grady Services to serve individuals with intellectual disabilities with dignity, respect, and quality services. We have been around since 1982, and we are so blessed to be able to diversify our services based on the needs of the individuals. And so when we launched back in the 80s, we actually started with one intermediate care facility for individuals who needed that 24/7 support. And now, 43 years later, we actually have a variety of services, whether it be highly independent individuals who need just a little bit of augmented care, 24/7 care, maybe some day programming, maybe some transportation or some respite. We have whatever they need.
Reading what it was, just reading about Anne Grady, talk about the family and how it all began.
Absolutely. So Anne and Walter Grady, they were a wonderful couple that back in the 40s and 50s, they had a son named Tom who had intellectual disabilities, and they were recognizing that as they were aging, they needed to provide services for their son because they knew that they weren't going to be able to forever. And so it was their mission to create a resource. And so they actually partnered with some local resources and created the Anne Grady Center. It originally was called the Dasham Center, Dasham Latin for 10, serving 10 area communities. And then it shifted to be, the board voted to name it after Anne Grady. And so in the mid 80s, right before she passed away, they renamed it. And actually, Walter Grady lived into the late 90s, and Tom actually lived until 2013 being a resident at our full-time care facility. And so that's just, it's a true tribute to what Anne and Walter set out to accomplish, because their son was able to benefit from the services, but also it then created the spiral of expansion of services to where other families and other individuals in the region were able to get care.
Your facility is on Eber Road, just off Airport Highway, and talk about what's the typical resident there. What because when a parent has a child with that has needs like that, you can try to take it on yourself, but it wears you down. But it's nice to know that there's a facility, a place you can take your child, that they'll be happy there during the day, well taken care of, and give you a chance to at least get away and try to go to work and have a life.
Absolutely. So our main care facility, like you said, is over on Eber Road in Holland, Ohio. And we have the pleasure of that being an intermediate care facility for folks who are 24/7 care. But I'm glad you just mentioned the augmented support, because we just relaunched our respite care program. And so prior to COVID, we had done respite for 20 years. Because of COVID restrictions, we had to take a pause. And so now we've relaunched respite care programming, which is wonderful. And actually, a part of the Enchanted Evening fundraising, we actually have a scholarship program for the Noah Mills Fund for our Noah Mills respite care program. And so some of the money raised at our event at the end of October will directly go towards sponsorships and scholarships for families who might need augmented support, but maybe can't afford the day-to-day expenditures.
How many individuals are we talking about that you take care of?
Yeah, so our respite care is going to be open Friday through Monday, and we have the capacity for 4, and it's 4 individuals. So based on the scheduling, the needs of the individuals, our wonderful admissions team and our wonderful supported living staff ensure that those who are in need of care are matched with similar behaviors and different individuals that match the care.
How many people in total come through that?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So our services in general, we serve over 300 individuals between our supported living, our intermediate care facilities, our day programming, and our transportation. So
you're funded by Medicaid, but
yes,
obviously that's not enough, because you want to do more, and government money is tight.
Yes.
So you need fundraisers like the one that's coming up on the 24th to make that all happen.
Yeah, so Medicaid is really the foundation to allow us to do what we do, but there's so much wonderful options as far as creating opportunities for the individuals that allows them to be engaged in the community, have that true purpose in life. And so we like to do things, especially on the development team. Our biggest thing is making sure that those individuals have expanded opportunities outside of what Medicaid can fund. And so Enchanted Evening is just one of the wonderful opportunities that community members members, patrons, donors can come and be a part of the mission, not just raise funds, but those funds go directly towards enhancing the lives of these individuals.
Does it make you feel good? You're doing so much good. And
It
being
is
around
my
a
favorite
great
thing in the world.
Yeah.
And these individuals, to truly encapsulate how much I care for these individuals, it's really hard because they are the mission. And when they show up in the choir or as artists featured at this event, they care that we care, and it's really wonderful.
Yeah, if you want to know more about the Anne Grady Center, right there, 419-866-6500. Maybe you need their care as well.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
today.
you for having
Julia.
us.